So here in this problem, we need to determine the equation of a circle that passes through the point where the two lines intersect and has its center at the point where these two lines are going to intersect. So let's first try to understand the problem. Let's say we have to determine a circle in such a way such that we have two lines. One of the line has the equation x plus 3y equals to 0, and we have another line intersecting it. So that line is given by 2x minus 7y equals to 0. Now through the intersection of this particular point, a circle is going to pass. So we have the circle passing through the intersection of these two lines, and it's also given here that the center of the circle that can be obtained by if we find out the intersection between two different lines. One of the line has an equation x plus y plus 1 equals to 0, and the other equation will be x minus 2y plus 4 equals to 0. So that's given here. So the center at the point where the lines intersect, that means center lies at the intersection of these two lines. So we'll have to use the two equations to find out the intersection point. Now once we find out the intersection point, then this problem is going to now reduce to, so we will get the point of intersection. So if we call it P, so let's say this will be x1 comma y1. Then we have the coordinate of the center O, so that will give us x2, y2. Then using this information, what we can do, we can find out the radius of the circle, because that's a straightforward problem. If we have two coordinate points, then the distance between them, the straight line distance between them, is going to be obtained by using the distance formula. Then once we have the distance formula, once we have the value of the radius, then we can find the radius as well as the center to find out the equation of the circle by using the standard form. So let's also specify the standard form of a circle. So here, if we have a circle with center having coordinate h comma k and the radius given by r, then the standard form of the circle is given by x minus h whole squared plus y minus k whole squared equals to the square of the radius. So we'll go step by step. So let's first begin by finding out this particular intersection point, which is the point P. So we'll try to find out the coordinate of the point P. So that will be equals to the common intersection of the two lines, x plus 3y equals to 0 and 2x minus 7y equals to 0. So let's do that. So x plus 3y equals to 0, so that's nothing but x equals to negative 3y. So we're going to call it equation number 1, and then we have 2x minus 7y equals to 0, which is 2x equals to 7y. Let this be equation number 2. So we can take the value of x and replace it with a negative 3y in equation number 2. So we get 2 times negative 3y, that will be equals to 7y. So we have negative 6y equals to 7y. We get 13y equals to 0, which is nothing but y equals to 0. So we're getting a value y equals to 0. So we can use either equation 1 or equation 2 to obtain x. So we will find that x is also going to be equals to 0. That means the coordinate of point P is actually 0 comma 0, or we can say that the circle is actually passing through the origin. Fine. Now that we have the coordinate of point P, we will try to find out the coordinate of the center. So here we have the circle. Let's call it the center as O. We have two lines that passes through the center of the circle. So let's say one of the line is having the equation x plus y plus 1 equals to 0, and the other line has an equation given by x minus 2y plus 4 equals to 0. So if we solve the intersection point of these two lines, that is going to give us the coordinate of the center. So let's do that. The coordinate of the center, so that will be equals to the intersection of the two lines. So let's begin. So we'll first label x plus y equals to negative 1. So let this be equation number 3. And then we have x minus 2y equals to negative 4. We're going to label this as equation number 4. So what we'll do, we'll take equation number 3, and from it we're going to subtract equation number 4. So that means we have x minus x, so that goes to 0. We have y minus of negative 2y, so that's going to give us 3y. Then we have negative 1 minus of negative 4, so that becomes negative 1 plus 4, or means we have 3. So y will be equals to 3 over 3, so that's 1. Now that we have the value of y, we will use it, we can use either equation 3 or equation 4 to find the value of x. Let's use equation number 4. So we have x equals to 2y minus 4. So if we substitute the value of y with 1, so we're going to get x equals to negative 2. So we have found out the value of x equals to negative 2. So that means coordinate of the center, so we have negative 2 comma 1. Fine. So now we have successfully obtained the coordinate of the center as well as the coordinate of the point which is going to pass through the circle. So let's use that to find out the radius of the circle. So now that we have the origin as well as the point P, the coordinate of the values, then we can use the distance formula. So let's first specify the distance formula. So the distance formula states that, let's say we have 2 points, P1 and P2. The P1 has a coordinate, let's call it x1 comma y1, and P2 has the coordinate x2 comma y2. If we want to find out the distance between them, P1 and P2, which is a straight line, then P1, P2 is going to be given by, we'll have to take the square root, and underneath the square root, we'll square the difference of the x coordinate, so x2 minus x1 whole square, and add it to the square of the difference of the y coordinate. Now in a case, we will assume that P1, so let's say that's given by 0 comma 0, and P2 is given by negative 2 comma 1. Then if we join P and O, this is nothing but the radius of the circle. So that means the radius will be equals to, the radius R will be given by, we'll take the square root. So our x2 is negative 2. So we have negative 2 minus 0. We square it plus and add it to the difference of the y coordinate. So that's 1 minus 0 whole square. So this will be equals to, so we have square root of, so negative 2 whole squared will be positive 4 and 1 squared will be 1. So our radius comes out to be square root of 5. So now we have the radius as well as the coordinate of the center. Now we can easily find out the equation of the circle or the standard form of the circle. So we know that the standard form of a circle is given by x minus h whole squared plus y minus k whole squared equals to the square of the radius. Now we have already obtained that the coordinate of the center is negative 2 comma 1, and since it is originally given by h comma k, so that immediately tells us that the value of h is going to be negative 2 and the value of k is going to be positive 1, and the radius came out to be square root of 5. So therefore we can say that we have x minus of negative 2, so that becomes positive 2. So we have x plus 2 whole squared, added to it will be y minus k, so k value is 1, y minus 1 whole square equals to the radius square root of 5, and we'll square it. So this is the standard form of the circle, and we can further simplify this by expanding it. We get x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 2y equals to 0. So this is going to be the equation of the circle.